Hello students, this is Nitesh once again. Students, hopefully you all are doing well and very happy. Just stay at home. So students, via this lecture, I am going to deliver about the second part of the chapter energy. Students, in the chapter energy already we have studied about the work. So what is the work? Here we are going to learn about the energy. What do you mean by the energy? If I am writing here energy, what comes in your mind? Energy, how it is related with the work. Okay. So in the last lecture, I am just giving you a glance. What do you mean by the work? So if I am writing here, work is nothing but that is a product of force and displacement. If I am writing here, the product of force and displacement, that is said to be the work done by a object. What do you mean by the energy in our daily life? In our daily life, before going to state about the energy, I want to give you some ideology. What is energy? About what is energy in our daily life? In each and every day, what we are seeing that we are doing something work. We are able to do some work. We are eating, we are cycling, we are swimming, we are climbing, we are running. Okay. So how it is possible? How these activities come in existence? How these facts come in existence? How these acts are possible? So to do work, some energy is required. It means that if I am writing here energy, so energy is defined as the capacity to do a work is said to be energy. Okay. In other words, how we can define the energy? Here I have written that energy is the capability to do a work, or in the other words, the capability with which one can do a work is called energy. It means that if we are willing to do some work, it means that there is a requirement of some energy. It means that if we are willing to cycling, there is some amount of energy is required. It means that more energy if we are willing to do more work. Okay. So energy is directly proportional to the work. If we are requiring more work, then more energy is required. Less work is required, less energy is required. Okay. So in your daily life, you can observe very easily. Lots of time, your battery of the inverters got discharged. Why? Because if it is having the less charge, so it will give the less performance, and when it is fully charged, it gives the higher performance. It means that when the energy is higher, the burden will be higher, and when the energy will be lesser, then the burden will be lesser. So energy is nothing but that is the capability to do a work. Whenever we are having some energy, then we are able to do the work. Okay. So now just moving towards the basic factors of the energy. If someone is asking that, what is the relationship between the energy and work? So you can say that, sir, work, and if I am writing here relation between work and energy. So simply you can say that for getting the more work, more energy is required. For getting the less energy, for getting the less burden, less energy is required. It means that energy is directly proportional to work. If work will be higher, energy will be higher. If work will be lesser, energy will be lesser. Now just moving towards the basic facts. What are the units of energy? Units of energy. Okay. Here, as we are knowing that burden is equals to force into displacement. So as we are saying that the burden is also a form of energy. Burden is also a form of energy. So first see the unit of burden. That is the force is in Newton. Force is in Newton and displacement is in meter. Okay. So there is a unit of burden is Newton meter, or it can be also given as joule. Okay, joule. So if someone is asking define 1 joule of the burden, if someone is asking define 1 joule of energy, what do you mean by the 1 joule of energy? So you can easily give a explanation that, sir, 1 joule energy can be defined as when 1 Newton force is applied to an object for the displacement of 1 meter. It means that if we apply 1 Newton of force and the body get displaced 1 meter, here I have written 1 joule energy can be defined as when 1 Newton force is applied to an object and the object get displaced by the 1 meter, then that burden is said to be the 1 joule of the energy, and its unit is in joule. Okay. Now just moving towards the next topic, that is the mechanical energy. What do you mean by the mechanical energy? Okay. So student, if I am writing about the mechanical energy, because we are moving towards the next topic, that the types of energy. What is the mechanical energy? Okay. What is the mechanical energy? Mechanical energy. In our daily life, we are doing some work. Day by day, each and every second, each and every hour, we are doing some work. Why this happens? Because of the storage of energy inside of an object. So what is the mechanical energy? If I have written here mechanical energy, it means that the amount of energy stored by a body due to its state of rest or motion. Means that amount of energy stored by a body due to its rest, due to its, you can write here state of rest or motion called mechanical energy. It means that mechanical energy, it means that whatever be the total amount of energy possessed by a body is said to be the mechanical energy. I will give later the formula of the mechanical energy. What will be the mathematical expression of the mechanical energy? I will give later. Okay. So now just move towards the types of the subcategories of the mechanical energy. In the branch of physics, in the branch of science, the mechanical energy is subcategorized into the two parts. First one is the potential energy, and the next one is the kinetic energy. So students, now just we are going to learn about the potential energy, then we will study about the kinetic energy. What do you mean by the potential energy and how we can calculate the potential energy? So potential energy is the amount of energy stored by a body due to its state of rest or its position. Means potential energy is defined as amount of energy consists or stored by a body due to its state of rest, when it is in rest, or position. It means that it might be possible the body is in rest or it is kept at a certain height. Okay, so I have given the definition that the potential energy is defined as the amount of energy stored by an object due to its state of rest or position is said to be the potential energy. So what does it mean, sir, the amount of energy consists by a body due to its rest? It means that if I am having a marker, if this is a marker and it is kept onto my palm, so some amount of energy is stored within this marker. So what is that? The marker is in a state of rest. So whatever be the amount of energy is stored by this marker, when it is kept at rest, is known as its potential energy. Whenever it will move, so that energy will convert it to the another form, which we will study in the further topic. So here, amount of energy consists by an object at its position or due to its state of rest is said to be the potential energy. So now now the next thing comes in your mind, that sir, what do you mean by the gravitational potential energy? Because in our book, our textbook, it is also mentioned there that is the gravitational potential energy. Okay, so now let's move towards the gravitational potential energy. What do you mean by the gravitational potential energy? Gravitational potential energy. Students, if I am talking about the gravitational potential energy, what I have said previously, that the amount of energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or its position is said to be the potential energy. Gravitation means that the force of attraction of the earth. The force of attraction of the earth is said to be the gravity. Here I am writing force of attraction of earth is known as gravity. Okay, so let us suppose that if we are having a book, okay, or a block, this is the block, okay, and if someone is willing to put, and which is kept onto the surface of earth, if this block is kept onto the surface of earth and someone is willing to put it onto a rack, okay, so what will happen? Someone will apply some force onto the block and lift that block from the surface of earth to that point. And when the block is kept at here, again here the block in the state 1, the block is in the state of rest, and when that person lift that block and kept at a height h from the surface of earth, again here block at point 2 it comes into the rest. So here the block is also in rest and here is also in the rest, but it is at a certain distance h. So that in this condition the boy has to do some work against the force of attraction, because the force of attraction acts in the downward direction, which is known as gravity. Earth attracts each and everything within its sphere towards its center. So the burden against the burden which is required against the force of gravitation by an object is said to be the gravitational potential energy that is given by U. Okay. I am writing here what do you mean by the gravitational potential energy. I am giving you the analogy of that. Here I am writing the work done by an object against the gravity, what is that? Gravity is force of gravitation of Earth. Okay, so what I have written here, the work done by an object against the gravity, that is the force of gravitation of Earth, to change the position of the object is called gravitational potential energy, and which is given by it is denoted by capital U. So after learning these things, one thing will come in your mind, sir, what will be the expression of the gravitational potential energy? So in this topic, in the further topic, we are going to learn about the expression of the gravitational potential energy. Students, hopefully you all are understanding what I am elaborating here. So just note it down, and if you are still having any doubt, you may ask in the comment section or text me personally. So we are going to learn about the expression of the potential energy. Okay.